Welcome to Station 7. This is Station for Balance. First, we're going to start out with the teeter board. The child will step on the teeter board with feet shoulder width apart. The child will balance for 10 seconds. His goal being to have his arms straight at side and face forward. I can't do it. I'm sorry. How should I try to do it like?
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay,
Okay, stop.
Sorry if I'm a little bit low.
It's all right.
I don't understand why when you get broken.
It's a middle. It's a middle thing.
Yeah.
After
Okay.
all, I do the
So
same
when
thing.
you're ready, I'll say go, and you tell me what it works on.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Performance objectives. It works on balance, proprioception from heavy work. It works on flexion and extension from the lower extremities. And it also does vestibular response.
This is the hop and cross step. Now place one foot in the square and hop 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the other foot cross across the line and cross all the way along to the next square. With the opposite foot, hop 10 times in the square. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you will walk back to to the beginning of the line. The performance objective is for balance, proprioception, and gross motor, also crossing midline.
Motor planning activities require many combinations of movement to perform a skill, causing information from all sensory systems to be recalculated and interpreted. When motor planning in action takes place, a motor response develops into a motor pattern. With practice, the motor pattern will develop into a new motor skill. Logan, take them through the handy elbows.
The first thing that we're going to do with this activity is we're going to kneel on a provided space. You can use a carpet square, or we're using a pillow today. And we have a box. And what the child's going to do is they're going to take their elbows, they're going to lean over and pick up the box with control with their elbows. And per direction of the therapist or whoever is taking them through the activity, they will twist and rotate their body to a specified point and bring it down with control. You can use this to help them learn their fractions, colors, help them learn numbers, math concepts, pretty much anything. And actually, if they're having trouble where they can't rotate as much, they can move with their knees a little bit, but they cannot move off of the specified space. So this activity helps with equilibrium responses. It helps with balance, knowing where their body is in space. It also can help with crossing midline, and so it helps with motor planning, of course, as well.
Now we'll go over to the monkey hop. The monkey hop's a little bit higher intensity of a station, but it still works on the same thing. Your equilibrium, your balance, awareness in space, all the same performance objectives basically that are covered here are covered in this station. So what we'll have is the participants start with their feet flat on the floor in the starting point. Label this green, that red, start and end points. You get the picture. We'll squat down, and I'll try and do this without busting the seam out of my pants. But you place your hands flat on the floor, just like this, okay? And when instructed to, you move to the next block, and you're going to move your hands together, okay? Your next movement is going to be your feet, and they'll move together in a separate movement. You'll do this all the way through the end of the activity, and you can do it all the way back to your start point. There are several things that can be learned from here. You can use, as we've done here, we've used the word play, and we've got the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are just examples, as well as the color-coded block areas, but these are just examples. You can use the letters, the numbers, for spelling different words, like a word scramble. You can use the letters for math problems. You could do, let's say for instance, we were going to spell pal. So if they were going to spell pal, they would have to go all the way over here and go back to L to spell pal. And you can say, what does P plus A plus L equal? P1 plus A3 equals 4 plus L is 2 equals 6, to teach them mathematics and vocabulary. So there are several different things that can benefit the child at this station, and the handy elbows.
All right, this is station 9, which is ball workout, and I'll be doing a ball crawl right now. What we're going to do is we're going to position your body over the ball, just above the hips, with legs straight and upper body straight. And put the legs off the ground, up and straight. And then hands should be directly under the shoulders, and he will crawl forward, bringing the ball to the knees. As he approaches the knees, he will bend the knees, maintaining balance, and bring to the ankles, and then reverse the process, coming back, walking back. And that is a ball crawl. The objective of this is to provide a heavy workout for upper body strength. It develops dynamic balance, and it also increases the palmar arch.
The next activity we're going to do is the wall ball, and the child will place the ball at the base of the wall, place the ball at the base of the wall, lay it flat on their back, with knees bent, and both feet on the ball. Now the child will put pressure on the ball and walk the ball up the wall and back down the wall using a walking motion. The child will do this for 10 repetitions in a controlled fashion. And the purpose of the objectives of this activity are to develop motor planning skills and problem-solving skills. They increase kinetic understanding of body and space, and it increases eye-foot coordination.
Welcome to Board Work. I'm Megan.
And I'm Caitlin.
And we have 4 activities today. I will be demonstrating 2 of them while Caitlin describes these 2.
And the purpose of board work is that we are helping the child to develop handwriting skills. The first activity that we're going to be doing is called chalk in the hand, and what we do is we'll have the child get into the kneeling position. This specifically is going to work on hand and finger control for the child to have the ability to write. So the first thing you would do is have the child hold the chalk in their dominant hand, palm up. You then would have them begin a rocking motion. Once they've done this, you would then have them maneuver it out to their fingertips and get into a pincer grasp. Once the child has successfully done this, you then have them reach across midline and draw an arch. This obviously works on crossing midline. Once they have done that, the child would change to their non-dominant hand and repeat the activity. The next activity we have is called tornadoes, and we need to go to the chalkboard for that. Okay, this activity is going to work on crossing midline, on hand and eye control or coordination, and it is also going to work on the muscle control that is necessary for handwriting. So you would have a child stand at a comfortable position in front of the board, making sure that they are facing the board. Megan is going to kneel so that she can complete the activity. You would have the child begin at a 2 o'clock position. If they are unsure where that is, you can mark it with an X. You then have the child go in an upward and left circular pattern, getting smaller each time until the child ultimately ends at a point that is parallel to their nose. You want to make sure that they are completely facing, because if they were in a sideways position, they would not truly be crossing midline. After they've completed that, they would then erase in a similar fashion of what they've just. Once the child finishes erasing, she will then repeat the steps. That is all for the tornado activity. Next, Megan is going to explain and I'm going to demonstrate.
Okay, our next two activities are called the wave activities. There's the horizontal wave and the vertical wave. These both are going to work on eye-hand coordination as well as muscle control for handwriting skills and midline, crossing midline. First, we're going to do the horizontal waves. And so Caitlin's going to be in tall kneeling. You would have normally you would have a child stand, and she's going to be parallel to the board. And she will start at the green dot using her pincer grasp. And she will go down in the downward fashion and then back up and then back down. And she will continue this until she reaches the dots on her right side. And then normally she would trace over this 2 more times, and she would erase this in the same fashion. Next will be vertical waves. You can erase this or you can leave it. We are going to leave it up. We will start at the same connection, the green dot, and we will go right, left, right in a downward fashion from top to bottom. And we will make 2 more waves. You can make more waves, less waves.
You could also put numbers up.
Right. Have them spell their name. And as far as adaptations, you can use a bigger piece of chalk if a child has a hard time writing with a smaller piece of chalk. And
you could also add another element, such as having them sit on the therapy ball, which would challenge their balance. So, that's all that we have for board work. Hope you have fun at the rest of your motor lab.
Have you ever seen a child chew on a shirt or chew a pencil? We call those oral stimulating, seeking children. So you might want to think about setting up an oral motor station at your motor lab to help those children focus on their task. And what that does is it stimulates the neurotransmitters in the brain to allow that child to focus on their tasks. So we have a couple of examples here. In our motor lab, at our oral motor station, we have
types of snacks, different textures of snacks, pretzels or soft candies would also work. Bubble gum, chewing gum, sugar-free gum is always good. Also, to help children know kind of to look in a mirror and blow bubbles or things like that, so they can look and see what their mouth is actually doing and develop the oral motor control. That always helps children also. So Amanda's gonna give an example of how to do that.
They may want to get in tall kneeling position, a comfortable height to see the mirror, and this way they can see what their mouth is doing and learn how to control their mouth in order to blow the bubbles.
Also, you may want to have a child blow up balloons in the mirror so they can see again what their mouth is doing, what their mouth looks like. Like Amanda mentioned, she mentioned a while ago. Stand over here. Amanda mentioned a while ago the children that you may see chewing on their pencil or chewing on their shirt. Things for them to chew on, some therapy would help these children to concentrate and complete tasks. Also, taking straws and blowing cotton balls along the floor or along a table also helps children to develop oral motor control. So as you can see, there are many different things that you can do to set up an oral motor station to help these children develop oral motor control.
I guess the motor lab did work for y'all guys. Good job.
Hey, I got an A also.
High five.
High five.
One more time.
One more time.